Welcome to the end result of 38 hours of glitch hunting in practice, spread out over several hundreds of attempts. If you haven't seen part 1 of this series, that's fine. I can catch you up to speed while fighting Dr. Shemp. Left, right, and backwards are banned, as well as any control that manipulates the camera. You are only allowed to move forward with the exception of rolling left and right. If you charge or glide into a wall, Spyro will turn parallel to that wall. This means that if you can touch a wall at a sufficiently shallow angle, you can turn to face that direction. Round things like this present you a wide range of options. However, you'll see later that the game is not always so generous. Magic crafters. I had trouble turning in this tunnel, so I just died, which ended up putting me at a more favorable angle. As before, I'll be covering the entire homeworld before I move on to individual levels. You can go over to Crystal Flight, but we'll be skipping over flight levels because there's basically nothing that you can do in them. When coming out of portals, Spyro will face the camera. In this situation, you can press charge to go where Spyro is currently facing, or press forward to make him slowly turn in the direction of the camera. Either way will allow us to get over to Blowhard. The only place I couldn't get to was this little cave. To get out of Magic Crafters, we need 5 eggs. We already have 3, so we just need 2 more. You know what place has 2 eggs? That's right. Getting to the second egg thief was a real journey. Before going for him, I wanted to get the dragon at the end of the level. If I could grab him, I could respawn there and that would make everything a lot easier. I accidentally put myself too far to the right here, so I had to go back down and try again. You can always get Spyro to be at a certain angle by watching a dragon's cutscene. When I respawn here, the game puts me at a bad angle. I forgot that I could watch a dragon's cutscene to get to a different angle. You know, something I did 5 seconds ago. Beastmakers puts up a fight. Terrace Village is easy to reach, but then you have to deal with the boars. Coming out of Misty Bog, you have a free turn to the right, so yeah, use it. Or don't use it. Coming out of treetops gives us a nice angle into the next area where we encounter a bit of a problem. When coming into this bend, the best angle that you can hope to achieve is about this, which means that you would roll in a direction about like this, and then you could roll against this wall to get into this corner here, and then I think you could roll the other way and land on some fan chests. Or you can just do this. Coming out of the treetops portal gives you a free left turn, which you can use to go over to this island. The only place I couldn't get to was this little tree stump. Terrace Village is difficult to navigate due to all of its 90-degree angles. Remember when I said that you need to charge into a wall at a sufficiently shallow angle in order to get anything out of it? In Terrace Village, it's hard to reach a shallow angle. The level has plenty of walls, just most of them aren't very useful. There is at least a bit of hope because Spyro's hitbox is a sphere. His hitbox being a sphere means that corners like this one technically count as angled walls as well. I prefer not to do this though because it's pretty difficult. It's very easy to hold down charge for too long and then move yourself past the corner. If you do that, you can no longer touch the corner, so you're just stuck with whatever angle you have. That is exactly how I ended up getting stuck down here. I'm fine with giving up on the level here though. Dragons are the important thing, and I got every dragon in Terrace Village. Misty Bog starts out like normal until we get to the first dragon. We are presented with two paths and both are considerably difficult. One way will take us through the rest of the level, which we will go to, but first we'll go down the other way, which will take us to this one area that everybody remembers as being weirdly difficult for no reason. No, not that one, the other one. No, the other one. Oh my god, look, it's that one right there, okay? I didn't mention it until now, but if you roll, jump, and then charge, you can get yourself upstairs while facing sideways like this. Yay, we reached the place, yay. Once again, the gems are not my priority, just the dragon, so I'm just gonna skip half of this room. Once you get this dragon, you're basically stuck on this island, so just leave the level at this point. Coming back to the other path, what I do here might look like it's really easy, but speaking from prior experience, I'd say it was more of a fluke than anything. I even get myself killed due to my inexperience with the area. I decided to take something out of the Vortex % playbook. If you don't know what that is, it's a speedrun category where you get to the end of every level as soon as possible, and there's a great video on it by Humbledon. This is one of the strategies that they use. Of course, without doing all of that extra turning stuff. The angle I just got put at is the exact opposite of what I want, so I just die here. It must be easy going through a level in reverse, right? Well, third time's the charm. Wait, is this the second or the third time, since I had that thing happen earlier? Or is this the first time again, since I just lost all of my lives and came back? Well, eventually we got there anyway. Let's see what my reward is for all my hard work.
Thank you for releasing me!
Some parts of Misty Bog cannot be reached. You could maybe get up here, but definitely not up here. I went to treetops and quickly met a very difficult bend to get through. I did get the key though. And that's it for treetops. It's the lowest % complete so far. In my practice run, I accidentally skipped over Metalhead. What you're seeing here is my actual first attempt. We need to get 5 more dragons so we can have 50 for the balloonist. To Alpine Ridge we go. And that's our 50th dragon. We could go to Dreamweavers right now. But why stop there? Let's go insane, gamers. 51! Over on this island is the portal for Haunted Towers. It's very easy to get to. You can take this whirlwind to go back to the island that you started at. As you can see, this is a terrible angle to attempt to jump this gap with. The video would have ended here if I didn't happen to come across a clever application of a speedrunning trick, which speedrunners themselves would never use. I will not attempt to give a technical breakdown of this. Some parts of this still do not make sense to me. What I'm attempting to do is called fairy storage. You have to press your talk, select, and charge buttons at roughly the exact same time. The timing is pretty precise and it's normal for it to take several attempts. The goal is to have Spyro charging while the fairy menu is still up. Before you hit the balloonist, select to replay the dragon. Wait for the dragon to appear, select Dreamweavers, and then skip the dragon's cutscene. Now Spyro will be going to Dreamweavers, but you still have the balloonist's menu up. After the balloon animation finishes, select to go to Dreamweavers again. Spyro's balloon animation will play a second time, and this is apparently where the magic happens. We may now make this jump, but do not go straight to Dark Passage. When you come out of the portal, the angle that you're at will be pretty bad. This whirlwind will take us to a fork in the road, and both ways are good. We then meet another fork in the road where we can either go to the cannon or Jacques. This cannon guy can be manipulated similar to that one guy in part 1. However, he does turn the cannon a lot faster, which makes him a lot harder to manipulate. I couldn't figure out how to do anything interesting with him. Since we've been to Lofty Castle and we can get back over to that other place, it's now safe to go to Dark Passage. Back in that fork in the road, it's pretty easy to get over to Jacques and the balloonist. The only place we couldn't get to was the upper level of the castle. You have to use the cannon to turn those two enemies back into small enemies so that you can defeat them. This isn't a very significant loss, just some gems and a flight level. Dark Passage, cool enemies, lame layout, visuals not amazing considering it's a remaster. No, it's a remake. No, it's a reboot. No, it's a reimagining. No, it's a redo. No, it's a reignition. The level's layout is basically just a big noodle. It's very easy to get through. Lofty Castle initially looks like a total loss. This whirlwind puts you at a bad angle for making this jump. Spyro cannot free the fairies in this area, he just doesn't have the gliding control to do that. Being round though, we can use this to change Spyro's angle. Unfortunately, there's absolutely no way that we can get to this ferry over here. Between that and the gliding part, there's about 1/3 of this level that we cannot reach. Haunted Towers, another level with very little that needs to be said. You cannot defeat Jacques. This is as far along as you can go. This ends our efforts in Dreamweavers, however there's a big problem. We need 6,000 gems to go to the next homeworld, and we're 1,500 away. We need to start backtracking to get more gems, but understand I couldn't possibly show you every single one of these places. There's just too many and it wouldn't be very interesting. For most places, I'll just say what the new gem count is. 200 in Town Square, 195 in Peacekeepers, 400 in Clifftown, 300 in Dr. Shemp, 265 in Magic Crafters, 378 in Wizard Peak, 253 in Terrace Village, 385 in Metalhead, 500 in Dark Passage, 194 in Lofty Castle, 312 in Haunted Towers, 244 in Jacques. We just need 100 more gems. You know what we forgot to do? Blowhard. I just didn't do that level. Why? Now we have just over 6,000 gems. Cool. Now all we have to do is go to Gnasty's world, get get through Gnorc Cove, get through Twilight Harbor, and then defeat Gnasty Gnorc. How hard can that be? Quite! It should be obvious that moving through this homeworld will not be a problem, so we'll just go straight to Gnorc Cove. The starting area of Gnorc Cove is very boxy, which you should know by now translates to problems. We have to turn on this corner and then do a series of very difficult maneuvers. Do not mess with this one Gnorc. He will knock you clean off. He does not care about your efforts. He does not care who you are. He will destroy you. Saving this dragon is crucial because it changes your angle. Twilight Harbor is not difficult to move through, but the enemies can be hard to deal with, even when playing the game normally. And now for the big one. When I started this video, I wasn't sure if this was possible. With vast amounts of luck and genius, it is. Gnasty's battle starts with a thief holding a key. You're supposed to chase him until you can hit him to grab the key. This is obviously not possible. You must now learn about Thief AI. The thief has two places where he can stand. One is where he is right now, and the other is right up here. When you approach him at one place, he will always go to the other place in the direction that's away from Spyro. So if you approach from this direction, he goes this way. If you go the other way, he goes the other way. This is true everywhere except in this one scenario, because the developers didn't think this was possible. The thief is standing at the top of a wall that Spyro isn't supposed to be able to climb on, but can. If you can get up the wall, the thief won't know how to react, and thus won't. I don't know why you're able to be turned by charging into this corner, but that's a thing. Very weird, and I never saw it anywhere else in the game. The exact same logic is then applied to thief number 2. And then we do the exact same thing to Gnasty. It was at this moment I realized I did not practice flaming Gnasty Gnorc. Thanks for watching the video. If I see that people like this, I might do this challenge again in Spyro 2 and 3, if it's possible. I'd also like to thank my one member, Lucia Lambda, who saw this video 3 days before anybody else did because they paid $5.